Hi guys and gals, welcome back to the channel and another video about my diorama which I'm building. And as you can see, I've progressed quite a bit. So I've now got a full apex roof on there, got all the roof structure, all the roof beams. I've got some other roof beams which are going to be going across the roof. So yeah, so basically these ones which are in here, these are gonna be, one's gonna go there, another one's gonna go up there, and then I've just got to decide then how I'm gonna actually do the roof, whether I'm gonna do it like corrugated iron kind of style, or whether I'm gonna do it tiled, or I don't know, I ain't decided yet. But I just wanted to show you where I'm up to. So here we go. So what I'm going to be getting on with next is I'm going to start doing the planks for the walls, for the side panels. I can't decide though whether I'm going to do them horizontal or vertical. I can't decide which way to do them. So I think what I'm going to do first is I might make the front doors. So they're going to be half and half, hinged at the outer edges, and I'm going to use some of the wood that I've got that's really quite badly rotten, so that the doors look quite shonky and quite rotten. When I do the outer panels as well, I'm going to do individual strips of wood, so it's going to be a lot of cutting. A lot of cutting. I mean, some people might just, you know, just use a piece like that and just make a wall, but that just doesn't look realistic. So I'm going to cut it into individual planks, and then some planks can be a bit rotten, especially along the bottom edge and whatever. You'll also notice I've got a bit of real moss around this side. So I get a lot of that growing on the roof of my house, and it often falls off and lands on my front garden. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have quite a lot of foliage and things around the edge of the building. I might even have like a tree or something up this side with branches going over the roof. And so I want to try and make it as realistic as I possibly can. And as you can see, I think it's looking pretty damn good, even if I do say so myself. I'm really pleased with how it's coming out. And then once the building itself's done, then I can really get started on the cars. As I said in previous video, rather than using this one, I'm going to use the other green one I've got. This red one is going to be like a parts car. I mean, it's actually really nice, bright red, but the paint is a bit crappy in places. That's why I'm going to use this one. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, that rare reg 004WD, when looking through my collection of these, I've actually already got one with that reg, and it has actually still got the Monte Carlo racing car badges, stickers on it. So where I said about this reg being very rare, while that is true, I do already have one with that reg. So I still want to save this one. I don't want to use this one. I'm going to use the other one that I've got that's got the much more common reg on. But there we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually, yeah, I've made the decision. I'm going to make the doors first. I'm going to make the doors for the front, and then I'm going to decide how I'm going to do the paneling. I think I'm going to do windows in these two panels on either side. So like there and there, but they'll have like frames and like a windowsill and a, you know, just try to make it as realistic as possible. I have also, if I just go around this side onto my floor, I have got some more wood down here as well, which I found when going through my pile of old fence panels, and I've got this which is much thinner. It's much thinner and much lighter than the other wood that I've been using for making all the cross beams and everything. So this is going to be, because of how much thinner it is, it's much thinner. I'm going to use this for the planks on the outside. Again, I can't decide whether to do them vertical or horizontal. I might do them horizontal because I need to go up into the A-frame of the roof as well. So I ain't decided yet. They're not going to be the full width. Each one's probably going to be that width, half and half. So yeah, so there we go guys. So stay tuned and we'll see where we get. And yeah, see you soon. Right guys, just before I show you how I've progressed with the garage come barn itself, I thought I'd show you this, which is my other Bieber Argo E-Type Jag with the rare reg on it. And as you can see, like I mentioned earlier, it's got the Monte Carlo stickers on, and that is the reg that is really, really rare, the 004WD. Now, it's not perfect. It's got some of its original transfers missing or damaged. I think, not 100% sure if it should have a number 8 on the bonnet. I don't think it does, I'm not entirely sure. It should definitely have one on that door anyway, and that's totally missing. And then as you can see, the boot one and the door one at that side are damaged. So there you go. So I just wanted to show you that. While I'm here as well, I'll just show you a couple of bargains that I picked up recently. So, yes, I know it's a little bit off topic because I'm supposed to be talking about my diorama, but I managed to get this My Store Porsche Boxster concept car from the motor show years ago, and I managed to get an auto art Veyron. It's quite heavy. This it is actually bloody heavy. It weighs a ton, but yeah, it was cheap. Well, relatively cheap for one of these. I mean, these usually go for about 180 to 200 pounds plus, and the rare ones, the super sport ones, can be nearly 300 pounds. But these are usually around about 180 pounds boxed. I only paid, I think it was 45 posted or 47 posted, something like that. The reason I got it a bit cheaper is it's missing its door mirrors and it's missing the EB badge off the back. But yeah, it's a blooming heavy model. I just thought I'd show you that while I'm here because it's been sat there in the background on some of these videos and somebody might have noticed it and wondered what it was. So anyway, I'm going to show you the barn now. Okay, so onto the barn, and as you can see, we've got quite a bit of progress. So I decided in the end with the roof beams, rather than just having one each side in the middle, to actually go for two each side, just to break it up a bit. So I cut two extra ones. This one's purposely a bit broke and a bit, you know, knackered, because again, it's an old rundown barn. And then I've made the doors for the front. Now I did say I was going to do the doors really run down, and yeah, I think I've achieved what I wanted. So they do look really run down. I'll just show you. I've got to finish these yet, but if I just show you one of them, so all I've done, just very, very basic. You see the glue's still drying on that, it's still white. Just a couple of cross beams, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a diagonal cross beam as well. Just to give it that extra bit of strength, but I didn't want to make them too fancy, too complicated, because they're just basically old barn doors, and that's how old barn doors probably would have been made. So that's one of them, and that's the other one. They're just sat in place at the moment. Oh, there you go, that one's dropped down. Yeah, you can see the same basic structure on that one. And then around the back, I've made a start on doing the outer panelling. And in the end, I decided to do the outer panelling vertical. I just decided to do it vertical. So what I've done, as you can see, I've done individual strips, individual planks. I've purposely left the one at the top sticking out again, so it looks a bit damaged. That one there is broken, so again, it adds a little bit of rundown effect. The bottom ones, them two there, have got the bottom bits missing, the bits falling inside. And what I've been doing with these is actually using the slightly thicker wood, like this, cutting in a strip. This is actually one of the bits I've been using. Cutting the strips roughly about 7 or 8 mil, which equates to about 6 inches on the 1/18 scale. So these are like 6-inch planks, working on the scale of the model. And then what I've actually done is then cut down the middle to half the thickness. So then for every one of these strips that I cut, I get 2 planks. So one strip of that, 2 planks, because it's basically cut in half, you know, to try and make them really thin. Because again, I'm trying to make it realistic and to scale. So the planks in real life wouldn't really be that thick. I mean, that thickness is about 4 or 5 inch. You wouldn't have planks on the outside of a barn that are like 4 inches thick. You know, it's fine for these vertical pieces, which are scale wise, they're roughly about 6x4 size wise, 6x4. But obviously your side panels would only be really thin wood. So that's where I've got up to, guys. So I'm not going to do too much more in this video. I just wanted to do a little quick update for you. I'm probably not going to do another update for a little while, just because a lot of my time is going to be taken up doing these outside planks. So there's no point in me doing various videos showing you me doing that. So the next time I do a video is going to be maybe when I'm doing something like the side windows, which I mentioned earlier. I'm going to do like side windows. I'll show you how I go about them. I also still haven't decided about the roof. I've looked at some pictures of old barns, which I'll insert into this video around about here somewhere. I've been looking at different designs of old barns, and some have got tiled roofs, some have got like corrugated iron sheet roofs. Obviously you've got older, you know, some older barns might have even had a thatched roof, or even just like a wooden roof in some cases, but I ain't decided yet. So I think if I did it in tiles, I'd have to do lots of extra cross pieces of wood to make it realistic, to make like a full-on roof, whereas the easier option would be just to have panels coming down in strips, which are like corrugated iron, and I could make them obviously look rusty. And a good thing you can use is actually corrugated cardboard, and just basically strip off the outer layers. That you can actually buy scale corrugated plastic that makes it look like corrugated iron. I don't know if you can get it in 1/18 scale though. It's usually like 00 scale, you know, for like model railways and that kind of thing. So I'll have to have a look, see what's available. But if I do go for that roof, like I say, I might use the inside of corrugated cardboard and try and split it apart, the outer and inner layers, and just use that corrugated card, or maybe some kind of corrugated plastic if I can source something suitable. So yeah, that's going to be the last video on this, maybe for a little while, until I've got these outer cladded walls done. I've still got to decide on the flooring. I don't know whether to just do it like a gravel floor, or I had thought about maybe doing it like a stone floor, like stone slabs. I don't know. I suppose it's like an old barn that's been converted to a garage. I mean, it might have, you know, depending when it was done, if it, obviously they're restoring a couple of E-type Jags, so they might have, you know, these cars might have been parked up here in the 70s or maybe the 80s, in which case they probably by then would have had a concrete floor. I'm just thinking about the story to go with it, you know. So maybe it would have had a concrete floor by then, so I might just do it like a concrete floor. Either way, it's going to be covered in dust and bits of wood and bits of crud and whatever else to make it look like an old rundown garage, the way that it is. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll not go on any further. Please like, browse, subscribe, stick around for more. There will be a lot more on this coming. The really exciting bit's going to be when I get stuck into the cars themselves, so stick around for that. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time. Laters.